Good morning, everyone. Am I unmuted? Yes, I am unmuted. Good morning, Leanne. How are you?
Good morning, Anne. I am good, thank you. And you?
Yeah, going really well, actually. And I'm going to do what I did before last week. I'm going to pop
It's
out
gone so quick.
and come back in so that when I look that way at the line of comments, I'm not looking like I'm ignoring you. So I'm just going to hide myself and pop back in. If you'd like to introduce what subject we might be looking at.
Okay, wonderful. So today we figured we might talk about the leaning into the fear, because we've got all these new cases coming up in Australia. We've had a couple in South Australia yesterday to do with the coronavirus and stuff like that. So I've always felt we're going to have this second wave come through. I think that was, you don't have to be psychic to know that side of it. But we do find that we lean into that fear.
Yeah, it is one of those things that it is going to pop up because it's there. It is happening, and they were predicting it as well. Now, just to do a bit of the homework stuff. No, not homework. Housekeeping type stuff. I'll put myself on solo. Since I'm hosting, what we have happening is the cross-posting. So we are showing up on several of the pages' channels elsewhere over Facebook. So do check that the comment that you're that the stream that you're following, if you're wanting us to put the comments up like this, which I'm going to with Shakti. So hello, how are you? Gorgeous little avatar photo there. I love it. If you are on those other pages, please do. There's a link in the description above. I made sure of it just before we went live, so they are there, and it will say mytimetv.live. So make sure you're on that one if you're wanting to have your comments shown up like Kat's now. Hey, Leanne, how are you? And here we've got Kylie, and hope we're both well. So it's that type of thing that we're wanting to be able to have you connecting in with us in that way. And oops, I'll probably pop Leanne back in a bit too early. Again, you're gossiping at something.
Yeah, looking for a cord.
There you go.
This opportunity. I was supposed to do it before, but
would you like me to drop you out again?
No, it's okay. I'll leave it for now.
And it's one of those things as part of this housekeeping stuff, just to make sure that you are on the mytimetv.live if you're wanting to have your comments up like this. Yes. So how are we, ladies? Gorgeous. Oh, I just noticed a magpie outside on our lawn picking at the bugs. I love watching that.
Yeah.
I'm trying not to get distracted this morning. Really trying.
The sunshine.
It's beautiful outside.
Yeah.
Windy. Very windy here, but it's beautiful outside. So hi, Emma, how are you? And as far as the technology goes as well, was there something I was meant to say about technology? No, that was just between you and I with our ear things and whatnots, isn't it? Yes, and you wanting a cord, getting a cord sorted, and I think that's it. Just make sure you're on the mytimetv.live page. So,
and maybe just try to keep your questions also to direct questions as well, or even hashtag and let us know if you want us to pull a card.
Yeah. So here's a direct question Kat's got there. Hope you're all well today. Car's really what I need to know now. So, assuming that you're wanting to know if you're going to get a new car or you're fixing an old one or whatever, that's even more direct.
I actually feel like a new car coming in, so
a new one.
Yeah.
So
I just want the change of car.
And that is a really good example of a good question to ask, because it is direct, it's short, and it then allows more people to be able to have their answers once you start rolling in with those questions. And seeing that rolling in, I mean, I have my little doova there because I'm the host of the show, so I've put that there. That's my webpage for the direct bookings. Plus, I had sort of forgotten to take it off from this morning's as well. So I'll take it off now because it can be distracting. There's a distraction.
You're that's it, isn't it?
Yeah, distractions can be quite a few, many, as in...
I think it's in the universal energy too at the moment, the phones and everything, nice and
Oh, yeah, but it's a new phone. I got it yesterday. My new iPhone came yesterday.
Yay! They do certainly take up your time trying to learn new ways, the new ways and things. I don't know how you go between the Samsung and the iPhone. This sort of thing that
it
does my head.
Look, it helped, and I've just got a message up on that one now as it is. It helps that I've kept two numbers right from this, as in I've had the same number, the 0429096870 for yachts, and that was my first iPhone. But my first iPhone is that one. Like, that's one of those little 5SE things. You have a look at the difference in size, and I'm thinking, wow.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Big difference. This one's nearly died, even though you can see, yes, it's not, but the battery doesn't hold for more than an hour. It's got funny patch on it, and it's very hard to see and do the stuff on that size screen. So I thought, no, it's definitely time for an update. Apple do not support that at all anymore. So it's like a lot of things. When you mentioned fear and we seem to be moving back into that arena of fear. Look, fear comes in many different forms, and it's a fear of missing out is one of those really big things that I get shitted off with when it comes to marketing things. And chatting with Shaz and the rest, we still do that every morning because it's just become one of those things we do. I'm a cynic when it comes to marketing, right, and advertising and things that we hit people with or get hit with to convince us we need to buy something we don't need. As in, this phone, it still works, but it's small. And so, and all the reasons that I've given for myself justifying getting a new one, right? And other things that we feel that we might need or want, and how we actually, it's one of those just little bugbears for me in how we can be so easily convinced, and it does shorten to that word con, and convinced that we need something that we don't. We really need to analyse a little bit further down to get past, now, what is this need from? Is it because I'm fearful of missing out on something? Because that's how they do convince us that we're missing out on something we really, really got to have. Or is it that we actually do need it? Because there's nothing wrong with purchasing what you might need. It's because I just see how much waste there is. That's what hits me at my heart is what waste there is in the world, and the resources that we're using, finite, that are going to stuff we throw out. You use a couple of times and you throw out, and you move on to the next shiny object and you throw it out, and all of that, and especially kids' toys, and they grow up
those things so fast.
They do. The best things I remember my kids playing with was stuff out the drawers in the kitchen.
Didn't have to buy that a few times. And the empty boxes. My kids always used to love the empty boxes.
Yeah.
So, it's crazy.
And there was, sometimes it got to just, I'm just trying to think. The cubby houses that you'd make, that the kids had made. Well, I did myself when I was a kid, and my kids did. The cubby houses that you'd make just with either a sheet, it's washing day, and the kids grab the sheets and they'd chuck them over the kitchen chairs and the and the table and everything, make their cubby house. And it was just, anyway, it was just so much fun watching them do it myself when I was a kid.
Exactly. That's it. And I think kids these days forget how to have fun. Hey, honey, hope you're doing well. So
yes,
excellent.
So what sort of things are we needing to actually be doing differently, do you feel? What's the frame of mind? How do we get to that point where it's not actually creating issues for us with the fear that's coming,
Yeah.
that is around, well, with the second wave of the corona and, well, with anything else, because it's
Yeah.
all relevant.
Well, that's the thing, and I think a lot of us get so much in our head straight away, sort of thing, and it's actually perfect because at the moment I'm kickstarting my 14-day mindset challenge off tomorrow, but you can find out more information about that on my website, leannewinston.com. But it just seems like we hear all this noise around us about the corona, the news and everything, the way things are played up and stuff like that. I think we need to stay focused on ourselves, stay grounded, and just remember to breathe and not actually lean into that energy, because what happens is when they create these panic and stuff like that, a lot of us will lean into that energy instead of leaning back and seeing it for what it is and the bigger picture, so to speak, and protecting ourselves from that energy. It's quite easy just to do that, lean in and go with the flow, and then we come very much in our own head. Our patterns, our pathway can get a little bit off track and stuff like that. So it is really important when we get to things like this. And I did it for the first round of coronavirus. I just stepped back. I focused on me and took that time to nurture me and recreate my branding and workshops and stuff like that. So I think it's really important to just stay focused on you. Be aware, I did, myself, I did stay at home as much as I could, and I loved it because I got more work done. But, when you do go out in public, do your distancing, doing your hand wash, still be safe, but we don't have to go into that panic energy. And it's really important at the moment to keep in mind also, on top of all this stuff that is going on in the world, the universe is really heightened because we've got all these planets in retrograde sort of thing, and we are going through a major awakening at the moment as well that's just started. I noticed on Elizabeth Peru stuff this morning that we've got this new awakening, and I thought this is perfect because this is where I'm kickstarting, my 14. I didn't plan it this way. I just thought 1st of July was a great day to start the 14-day planning. It's been a 14-day mindset. As you know, Ros, it's been sort of in the works for a little while, but it's like, right, here's a date. Let's jump on it and just go with it. So, yeah.
It has been. I'm just moving a thing around. Hang on a sec, because I want to bring my iPad. I'm borrowing this.
Oh, goodness.
Right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's a very
camera on it.
Yeah, it's a very heavy base. Well, I haven't got, it's this, hang on. This top bit, if I'm moving it the wrong way. Hang on, I've got to bring it this way.
Towards you. Yeah.
I was doing it the other way, the reverse thing. So that part there actually takes the phone. It's not a webcam attachment. I think you can, with that thing, this thing, do that. I'm borrowing it from Shaz to see how versatile, whether it'll work, because that little photo thing with the camera can point down, while I've actually got, I'll try and get it like this. I mean, thank you, people, for your patience and allowing me to show this off, because it's part of a setup that I want to get working. So, and it is an arm that's manoeuvrable with the iPad sitting on a base that's heavy that goes on the table, so that, and I've got it on the side of my desk here has some little slide out drawers, table things, slides. So it's sitting on that. And what I wanted to do, the reason I thought to bring this up was to actually check my Astro Gold and what that is doing. Now, technically, I'm supposed to be able to, I think, screen share this, but I'm not sure how to get it onto the Mac to actually then share that as another screen. Do you know how to do that?
I usually
how do we do that? I know Jodie does it for Zoom meetings, but how do I do that?
She signs in with the iPad to the Zoom meeting, and then uses Notability. But there is a share screen mirror thing, isn't there?
There is a mirroring thing. I found that on the phone, but I don't think. Hang on. Let me just try this.
Yeah,
I
if you
love
got
it that you people are so patient with me and how I like to experiment.
this is what Adair calls learning out loud.
It is because I do happen to have my Astro Gold on this. It is actually showing up on my iPhone. Hang on, I've just got to cancel that bit yet. So I've got that's where it's got to at the moment, but it's to show it up as. You see, that's an old chart. And somehow, somewhere, I actually get to see them as a today's transit, right? So there is that, but now I need to share that to my Mac, don't I?
Yeah, and that's where the mirroring thing comes in, I think.
And somewhere there is that here. What does it get called? I think it is. Oh, you guys are just so lovely and patient letting me play. Because I only got this arrived yesterday. I only put the SIM card in this morning when I figured out, I better put the SIM card in because I hadn't, and some of the stuff still hasn't loaded. A power mirror? Is that what it is?
Yeah, there's one of them's called that.
Okay, let's just see what it does. Mirror. And does it share it to there? Oh, no device found. Yeah. Look, I think it might be in a bit the too hard basket.
Yeah.
I need to find out without being live streaming. I'm not as good at this as Eileen Smith. She's excellent at this stuff.
Is she?
She's a friend in the US.
How did your interview go last week? I haven't had a chance.
I was a guest on Joy Ruffin's Leading Ladies Leaving Legacies show. She's an absolutely lovely lady, and I've been friends with her for a while now, where I've been following what she does and her show. And I'll pop in when I can because of the time difference. There's a lot of times where I can't just pop in because it's the middle of the night in the US. She lives in Florida.
Yeah.
So, but it's lovely to pop in every so often. So I do, and I'll watch the replays occasionally. And it was really lovely just to have that chat style interview as her guest, because I'm not often a guest on someone else's show. So it's really nice to have that experience, honestly, of being in the back end again in just such easy to manage. It's no pressure, but then I suppose I've been doing the live streams now for quite a long time, so I suppose for me it is easy, where it's I've had that practice. It's something I just slip into and do because I've been doing it for so long. But it's not that scary even for someone else to come in, because I know that you're needing to leave early today, and I thought, well, I might just try that, put the guest link out there, and if someone's ready with your, a headset or earphones, thingies, and your camera on your phone, to click that link and jump in. I could, I'd have a bit of time maybe to finish the show today with some live guest, feature. That was what was in my head. Whether that pans out to being that or not, I don't know.
Love it.
But you've been a guest on others' shows as well over time.
Yeah.
It's not difficult, is it?
No.
Yeah.
Basically, it's just turn up, click the link, and do your thing.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. So it's kind of when somebody else is hosting it, you can sit here.
I mean, even just doing that and showing, there's the link. That's the actual, the text of it, and the rest that you'd put in. I don't know, how do you copy that to put it actually in the feed? Oh, I hadn't even thought of that one. How do you? I know I've got it there.
I go up into the link. Yeah, it's got a copy button.
Yeah, it's got the copy button there. So then I can paste that there. So that, in actual fact, is the link that you click on. I've just done it. Now, this all started because I was showing the setup with this thing and the iPad sitting there. I was going to count how many planets were in retrograde, wasn't I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's only 5. Now let me hit that button straight away. So we've got Mercury, we've got Neptune, Saturn, Jupiter, and what's that last one? Pluto. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've only got 5 sitting on my Astro Gold at the moment.
Okay.
So one of them must have slipped out of retro and gone direct. So
actually, I got a funny feeling there was something in the last 24 or 48 hours that did move. Actually.
And that could be. And what I really like about this program, and I'm going to actually, I'm giving it a plug, aren't I? I'm just going to go solo with this. So that's the actual, that's the chart for those of you who might know how to interpret the chart. And it's the inner part of these ones. I'll go in reverse. So where it's got the red numbers there, that's the planets that are in retrograde up there and up and over here. That one's the Mercury. Okay, so that's how I'm counting them and telling them. And what I like about this up the top in this one, it's got, you can go back or forward and out, and I can't remember which one I'm poking my finger at. So that one there on this side, if I kept hitting that one, oh gee, see, I can't do it without looking at it. And it'd go back in the hours, so it would actually tell me exactly when the other planet went direct, whichever one it is that did, if you get what I mean. So it's, it actually, you know, for anyone who's interested in astrology, it's actually a very good little app. I mean, I've had it for a while now. That's the one that goes on the Apple branding, the Apple Mac and the rest. PC, it's called Solar Fire. So I've got that too for when I did have a PC. So I've kept sort of up to date on both. But that's interesting for when you're wanting to actually follow up and do more on astrology. So it's all pretty nifty. And I forgot to go through the comments.
So I'm happy to jump into some readings if you want to, Ros. I might have to go early.
Yeah. And I'm just trying to think, where did we get to? So it would have been about 10:34-ish. So when will you be in a love relationship for Emma?
Okay, Emma, I've got the feeling somebody's already been put in front of you, but you're not seeing the signs, or you're not opening your heart up to that love in the way that you need to. So I don't feel like it's too far away, actually. So I actually feel like I've got something this year coming in with that. Okay. So, and that's the thing, guys, it's really important to let down the blockage, like the blocks, because a lot of us are holding on to stuff from the past that does create that blockage. So if we can release stuff, open ourselves up, and just allow ourselves to go with the flow, usually like things like that get put in front of you.
Yeah, they do, don't they? Now we've got the magnifying glass for you, Kat. So for what you're needing to know, I'm actually.
We did that one before.
This one, Cats.
Yeah, about a new car.
Did you?
Oh, sorry, there's card. What I need to know.
We asked about the car. What I need to know. That's what. Well, there you go. So it wasn't a car; it was card. It's a typo. Yeah, have a look. There's the first one. Car's really what I need to know, and here we've got the corrected version. The car. But
so
you're right.
Maybe you do need to get a new car, honey.
Yeah, and I'm also looking in more detail. What I'm actually feeling too is looking in more detail at. Well, if it was card that we felt, that's what we felt. It shows how my memory's really not. It doesn't last long, does it? It doesn't.
Does that go back to that Dory reference?
I know. Yes, Natasha. Well, my kids still call me Dory. Stephanie, my boyfriend and I haven't been seeing eye to eye. It's a normal relationship from the sound of it. Will our communication improve? I think you need to be open to actually listening to each other.
That's it. And I think there's something going on in your boyfriend's life, because I feel like he's holding on to energy around the top of the stomach side of things. So maybe, speak to him, communicate, listen, ask questions.
Yeah. I'm thinking too that there is some stuff that you do need to be talking about that's actually sweeping the slate clean too. Get it spoken, get it, that interaction. It is a two-way street, any communication.
Yeah,
okay.
that's it.
Because it will
he holds
improve.
it close to his chest, so he doesn't like to communicate. So it's just working through that.
It is also something that does need to be practiced so that you get good at it. It's not what we're taught automatically. We learn by our own experiences as we've grown up as kids. We learn right from the start of when we're babies to communicate. Sometimes not always a good method we've learned. Whoops, that went slid off the screen.
Yeah. And like you said, it's a two-way street. It's got to go both ways. It's not just got to be one-sided. You've got to have balance. Hey, Jenny.
Hi. I'm feeling a staying at the moment, but it's not for long term. Yeah.
Stay there for now while you look for something else, honey, is the reference I get with that.
And Natasha, I'm annoyed at my ex. He's really, I would say rarely, send the kids. I'm still in love with him as well. Kicked him out 4 months ago. Sometimes that's what's needed. I'm feeling it. Is he older than you, or is there an older one in line? Because that's an older man. I'm feeling needing to actually listen to. Actually, there feels to be a little bit of advice from someone who is your older male, your dad or a grandpa. There seems to me to be something that listen to some male wise wisdom stuff. If you've got that connection with someone in the family that can help you out with that. And Rashina.
Hey,
honey. Hi, ladies. Am I on the right path to recover? To recovery. Anything I should watch out for?
Not sensing anything, honey. Just get that clearer picture of what it is that you're working towards and focus on that.
Yeah, I did just quickly pull a card, so it's the books. I think. I'm just getting the word journal. So I think anything that you're feeling, write things down.
Yeah, beautiful.
And Rosie, Chris, the right man for me.
Oh, my heart fluttered then, so I think so.
Yeah, I'm getting a yes. Exciting. So that's good. What do you feel, Rosie?
Yeah,
I think that's the one to go with first.
And that's the thing. Sometimes we get too much in our heads and we question ourselves. So take that step back from whatever it is you're doing. Take a deeper breath and just trust and surrender.
And I've got Lynn's. Well, you go first.
No, you're right.
Okay. Got the mountains. So will your health be okay with results coming? I'm feeling there is, like mountains can sometimes have the little landslides that you've got to move around and the rest. So there's a little bit of a blockage, something in the way of whatever it is you're having happen. A stopgap is the word that I'm getting. So, but it is something that will be fixable, move aroundable. It's not something serious. So that's just what I'm getting there.
I was still on to the need to maintain it.
Yeah, and I think too, it's the medical disclaimer factor too here, because we're not health professionals. I've had small experience myself and life experience, but as an ambo, volley, that's it. So, it's good that you're getting things checked out. So.
Yeah, like I'm not sensing warning bells or anything going on, Lynn, so I don't feel like it's anything serious. I just feel like there is something there that just needs maintaining. You can, it's bearable. Okay.
Yeah. So that one for you.
Oh, all of a sudden I've just got very much in my own head while reading that, honey. So, okay. First of all, I get Dad's hand on his chest, and that is my sign for love and pride for yourself. But at the same time, I also feel like there's something going on that you need to be taking note of in your life at the moment. So I want to say trusting your instincts. My feeling is that it's like you're thinking through, working through something. keep on that pathway, because Dad just makes reference to you heading in the right direction. Okay. So if it's not here right now, it's very close. So look at what gets your attention. Okay.
Yeah. And this is interesting. Yeah, keep feeling negative despair, feeling irritable, fear irritable. Is that fear or
Yeah.
feel? Look, it doesn't matter. Keep hearing crying. Is this my energy? There would be some connection of what is a past message that's coming through still. Is there something that you've been ignoring that you need to actually be listening to, is what I would suggest, but it's not feeling like it's anything that needs urgency, urgent attendance
No.
or anything.
Yeah. Dana, I'm actually also drawn to old patterns coming back up, which doesn't surprise me with what's going on with the universal energy. You're just becoming more aware of that feeling rather than leaning into that fear of that side of it. So keep doing the work on yourself, honey. Just keep focused, do your breath work, your grounding and your protection, and I get this will pass. Okay?
Yeah, and we've got Kylie asking about any messages from her pop.
Yeah. Okay. I got given a plate of cookies. So what would the biscuits or the cookies mean to him, honey? So I don't know if that's something that he would sit and have a coffee or a cup of tea with the biscuits. All of a sudden, it was just like I was getting this little breakfast plate handed to me with the biscuits on it with that. Okay, so I don't know if there's a memory around that for you, or there's that connection with him with that. Okay, I also need to acknowledge the month of August around you as well. So whether there's a birthday or a celebration around that, he's just mentioning that. You've got some planning to do, okay? But I also feel that planning means making decisions, and he's just making reference to trusting your gut in that sense. Don't let other people influence those decisions. So whether you're finding lately with things you're wanting to do or planning for the future, I feel like there's others having a say in that. He's just making reference to trust your own intuition with that, follow your gut instincts. Okay.
Yeah, and the card that I just flipped over wasn't specifically shuffling for anything actually, and it's the anchor. So I'm feeling that he is your anchor and has been over time. So I'm feeling that sense of trust. When Leanne said trust yourself, create your own anchor from within yourself, that you are able to trust yourself. So do that. That's the message I've got out of that card popping up. So yeah, now we've got Melinda next. She's saying, hi, ladies, been feeling a little flat late. Hope this energy lifts. Things pick up for me. I'm feeling, yeah.
It will, honey. And that's one thing I think a lot of us have been feeling that at times. But honestly, those that are feeling that, I honestly feel that we are moving a lot of stuff on the soul level and it's coming up. And we're kind of feeling a bit stuck and not being able to move forward. That's because we're needing to do the work on ourselves. So it doesn't surprise me there. Just go with the flow, relax, nurture you at the moment. You don't have to push anything. Okay?
Yep. Yeah. And here's Natea, who's mentioned, yes, she shared the love, which is, see, that's something I always forget. I don't mention that share word because of the fear people had around that when Facebook suddenly changed some of the rules. And I sort of think, well, I mean, there is ways of doing it better than what it was, but it certainly did create that level of fear around saying to people, just share it out, that what we're doing is something that might be of interest to your friends and family, to where you feel that it's something that they'd be really interested in coming and joining in with. So thank you for doing that, Natea. So any messages for her from her dad now that I've mentioned that?
Okay. Music, honey. What's the music being put in front of you? Because I feel Dad's giving you the messages through the music in that side. Okay. Did we connect with Natea's dad's energy before? Because it feels very familiar.
I'm just trying to think we did. Yeah, I think we might have.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry.
So yeah, I get he's giving you.
I get lost in this.
Honey, I get the reference to he's putting the signs in front of you. So to me, it's music. You might see feathers, butterflies, or something that reminds you of your dad in that way. Okay, but I do feel there's a lot of love and pride that comes through there.
Yeah. And now I'm just going to be rolling through because I can see several of them are the same, sort of. I think, whoops, because we didn't. Oh, because we didn't get straight into doing the reading straight up, which we don't anyway.
We
This
did that
Chris,
one.
we did. That's what I thought you
We
say.
did. Yeah, my heart
So we've
started
got,
reading that question.
that's it. It's that one. Yeah. Did we have this one? Yes, we
No,
did,
not
didn't
yet.
we?
Oh,
That
we
was
just
the
said hello to
communication one?
Becky.
Ah, yeah. Okay. Yes. Okay. Go through it. Will we get through it? Hey, any relationship takes some work.
Yeah, I'm with Ros with that as well, because I honestly feel it's the work that you put in now is what's going to determine that side of it. So, because when I'm asking spirit, I'm hovering with that answer. I can't come up with a yes, or I'm not being shown a yes or a no. And I honestly, like Ros says, it's the work, and I think now is a crucial time to put that work in. Okay.
I think you will get through it with that, working with it. Communication, and it really is that sense the feeling from your heart space, for each other. You got together for a reason. Keep revisiting that, bringing that into your heart space. Okay, that's what I'm getting for you there. So, good clear picks today, ladies, isn't it?
Yay!
And yet it's really
That's
interesting.
Good.
Yeah, because I've only got three bars on my, how the back end works. I've only got 3 yellow bars.
And it's really funny because my computer has given me grey hairs at the moment.
Yeah.
I've been having technical issues. So, yeah, yay.
That's good. Yeah. Yeah. No, thank you for that, Leanne. That Leanne. This, you know what I mean, Leanne.
Yeah.
So Dee's saying, hi, ladies. My daughter told us she wanted to end her life due to getting divorced, due to husband assaulting our grandson. Our doctor did not believe us. She's playing her usual games with us, please. I presume, is that a question? Is she playing her usual games with us? Care is the word I'm getting. Care.
Yeah, I don't want to say she's playing games, but she's not in a good headspace. Sometimes the games can come into the mental health, but I think it can be very much a fine line, but I am being very drawn to the mental health side of it. So I want to say just tread lightly there, trust your instincts with that side of it, okay? I don't find, they always say that those that say it are the ones that aren't as serious. It's more about reaching out for help. Maybe she is needing help, honey. Maybe it is about getting some help through a counsellor or something like that. I know she's been through a lot, so to me there's a lot of energy there that needs moving.
And this card, it's just one of those, when I said care, it is that caring, nurturing, you don't indulge. It really does need the professional help for mental health, for all those issues, but it still doesn't mean you can't show care and love in whatever way you can. And flowers usually just show that in a way that we don't always understand, but it does connect us in that weird way because of that care. Well, it does for me, because gifting of flowers has been a fairly big thing in our family. Only birthdays and stuff, but it's that care. That's the word that I've got. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Kat's saying, love it, just as great as me with tech. Oh, look, I just love having a play. And it is. Hi, Sharon, how are you? Now, I think, we've had, that's the one we've just done. So it showed up twice. Now, do get ready for the maybe that you might be able to click this link a little later. Hi, Mum. Good morning, Margaret.
As a reminder, I might just do one more reading and then I'll jump out. Okay.
Have we done this one, Melinda? No.
No, not yet. No, well, we did say hello to her, but no.
Yeah.
Kenny, she'd love to come on as a guest.
I guess it's some saying, I've got a friend coming today. I love to read for people. Oh, so you've been reading for 20 years. That's wonderful experience, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
So not actually asking a question, but
No.
mentioning, but that's all right. Here we've got, well, Leanne is actually asking as a health reading. Did we just say
Okay.
hello before? Yeah, because the clear
Yeah,
pics
we
were
did.
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. Okay, I'm very much drawn around the stomach area, honey, and I also felt like my lungs weren't expanding the way that it needs to. So I do feel there is a bit of heavy energy in your system at the moment. I actually feel like I want to look at your bloods, your toxin level with that. So whether there's something that's going on that's releasing toxins, or it's something to do around food side of it. If you've got any concern, I would actually go to the doctors and get that checked out. I want to say it's not serious, but at the same time, it's something I don't want to. I don't want to leave. I want to maintain that sort of thing in that side of it. I'm not getting warning bells around it, but it is about maintenance with that. You hold on to a lot of stress in your energy field too, honey. So a lot of that can also become the physical side on your
mm,
body when we carry it too long. So I'd be looking at maybe trying to cleanse your aura, de-stress yourself as much as you can. Go out in nature. Put your feet in the beach, down the sand, in the sand, or out in the garden, the park type of thing, and connect to Mother Earth.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, fully agree with that one. Yes. Lovely. Lovely. So
All right.
I know that you do have things planned for the rest of your day. I wish you the best for your lovely day, your lovely lunch.
Yeah. Yes. If it wasn't for trying, I love my niece. It's my niece's 14th birthday today, and they're on
Yes.
school holidays, so we don't get the chance to catch up with her birthday too much. So,
Mm.
and when she said Chinese, it's like, oh, I'm there.
I'd be drawn like the magnet to the steel, I tell you.
Well,
I
we
really
do
would.
need to catch up again for lunch, Roz, with Mandy. So maybe we'll go
Yes.
back to Murray Bridge. If you're Murray Bridge,
Oh,
check out
beautiful.
Imperial Chopsticks.
Oh, it's excellent.
And
Yeah,
beautiful
it's a
place.
wonderful
Yeah,
place.
so that's it. So
Mm.
excellent. So I'm going to love you and leave you. I will see you at
Thank you.
about 3 o'clock today, Roz. I think we've got a meeting.
Yes. Yes, I'd
Yeah.
nearly forgotten about that one. Yes. I'd have found out. I'd have been reminded.
Beautiful.
Thank
Take
you.
care, everyone,
Uh,
and I will see you later.
yeah.
Bye.
Catch you later. Bye, Leanne.
Thanks, Roz. Bye.
Bye. And what I'm going to do, because Leanne now is not here, I'll actually answer using and I've got to just place the cards there. I'm going to do them like that so that I can just pick them out. So it's isn't it? It's fantastic the type of technology that we've got. I absolutely love it. And being able to play with the toys, so to speak, and because they do feel like they're toys, but they're not really. I mean, it's just technology that brings us all together. So I did get up to actually seeing that Sharon, you're the next one as far as a card. So I'm actually going to do the top one for you because that's the one that I had already there. So it's the moon, and even though you haven't asked sort of a specific question with this, it's feeling to me like you are actually still you're continuing through a cycle of that there's something that you've had an interest in for a little while. You've started it and you're still continuing on with that cycle. Complete it. Don't get distracted on the way, but just move through each step that you're needing to have that completion around that particular um, interest that you've got there. So it will complete, but you do need to actually put those little steps in so that it actually does finish, and you'll be very happy that you've done that and taken those steps. So that's what I'm actually getting there. And I'm just, if anyone does want to pop in as far as a guest link goes, we do have 15 minutes left. It is that link that I put further up, but I can actually add it again here in the stream if you'd like to, and have your your hearing thingies. I do get misled. I mislead myself with some of the comments I make as far as, the headset or AirPods, that type of thing, because it's really that, and just clicking that link that you need to do. Follow through. If you haven't used or been in a B.Live guest role before, it will ask you just to download a little app, and then you just be back in the back end, and I'd see you in my live stream section here, ready to bring you up to the public screen. You've got to remember it would be public, okay? So moving on to Debbie's card, otherwise I'll just continue with doing the card readings and just taking a pick. So we've got Debbie's, and what you've got is looking like you're going to have a little bit of travel coming up, because the boat, oh, I just can't find, hang on. Uh-oh. Oh, shit, whoops, hang on a sec. I dropped the iPad as I was trying to get it out of that gadget, my stand. So my apologies there for leaving the screen. Whoopsie. That's one of the no-nos in live streaming land. You're not meant to do that. Anyway, what I was trying to do was get this off the top, and it was stuck under the hook. So we've got, it's the ship for you, Debbie, and it's about travelling and taking more than just an overnight bag. So suggesting you probably are planning to do a holiday very soon, and I'm feeling it will be, you've been wanting to do something special for a little while, and you're actually in planning stage. Get the planning happening, because it will be. Seeing as far as the combination of numbers goes, you've got the 10 and the 3. I have looked at the 10 and the 3 to add them together. In numerology, it's going to be 4. So consider it's within the next 4 months. So it's a bigger trip once everything's started to settle down and we're allowed to do more of that travelling. I'm feeling that that's when that's going to be planned for you, okay? So if you start, have fun working on it and doing those planning stages, getting ready for it. Now I've forgotten, whose was I up to? Will I end up with Chris? I think we've actually answered that one. I think Leanne did do that one. So we'll go for Glenda. You're actually asking for a card. So I'm just going to take this one, whatever that one is. Oh, beautiful card there too. So that's the parts. So it's suggesting to you, Glenda, that you're needing to actually go out into Mother Nature, basically. The park is being out and about in public spaces, public places, grounding yourself into the earth again, having that energy of what is the bigger picture around you, of the bigger spaces, the open spaces, and being seen. I'm also feeling too that you probably are, it almost feels like a public speaking thing, that you're actually being asked to do that sort of a role. And I'd say with this card having shown up, go for it. Okay? It feels like you've got something to say, and it's worthy to say, and it's in that realm of public speaking, as a guest speaker somewhere, even if it's on a live streaming type of a platform. Move it into that public arena and enjoy the space out in nature as well too, Glenda. So thank you for that. Oh, I've got a bit of a fuzzy camera happening there now. What's that doing? Oopsie. You others seeing that on the camera? I'll just fiddle with the cords at the back of just to see. If I pop off, if I drop out, it's because I've unplugged the wrong camera. So it's kicked up into that, and I've just got to reset it. So apologies for that. I need is that me? No, I'm on the wrong one. And I don't want that. And it's still muted, so that's fine. So is that clear again? It looks like it is. Sorry about that. Now we've gotten up to, it's an old lily. Hi, how are you? It's an old flame resurfacing. You'd love some insight. I think for the purposes of this, I will draw a card just as a step-in guidance. And this old flame has been from a previous lifetime as well. It goes back into what is your tree of life and the ancestry. I think really if you're interested in resurrecting what was an old relationship, what I'm feeling as far as some insight around that, I think probably remember the experiences from the past connection that you had with him as far as this lifetime connection, that it was great memories, it was a great experience, but it's not what you're going to be reconnecting with, as far as a continuing or reignited relationship. It just feels like the old flame. That's what it is. It's an old flame, and it's lovely to have the memories, and it's wonderful to continue and maintain friendship, but on a different, but that's on that friendship level. It's not something that I feel in this message that it's getting involved again on the more romantic, rekindling a flame. I think that's a past. It is a history. So, and relevant for the tree of life. It's part of what has been your path. Okay. Right. Has a girlfriend. Yeah. So, Rosie, you know that inner feeling for yourself. So, I think in that respect too, we can answer our own questions sometimes if we really centre into that what is our gut, our own intuition, our own psychic senses, abilities. We all have them, as I've mentioned before too. So, hi, Scott. Wonderful to see you here again. Now, I'm going to go right over to the end here for you. Oh, and what I've got, sorry, I have to look away, but I can't do it. I can't do it without actually looking at the cards. So we've got the house, and that's actually a little bit on the too bright side. That's a bit better position. Let's see if the solo makes it a little better. With the home space, it really is creative. This is the house, and it's actually creating that homely, really that feeling of a sense that you've come home. So what you're experiencing in your life right now, you are moving it into coming home, to feeling that sense of being settled, of having your gate open for others to come in to visit, experience your hospitality, and really having that sense of, in its way, a family type community. So you are bringing that together right now and moving it into that space. So just create what you want out of your relationships where they are right at the moment to be that home. Okay, so that's what I'm feeling for you there. And Lynn's saying thank you. It's lovely, thank you. Right, Melena, hello. Any advice on how to help your kids? That would be very much a relevant card for you as well. I'm actually feeling that I do need to reshuffle these for you, Melena, so I'm going to do that very quickly. And just for anyone, when you do have those inner questions, the first place to actually ask is you, that inner self, and having that move for you into what you're needing to be knowing. Because it is that energy that we're using, it's that self energy, it's the power that we have within us that's actually creating and giving us those answers, because we do create from ourselves, our thoughts, how we think, and do that consciously. Practicing it consciously brings us even more strength in what we're doing, because it is at that conscious level, not the subconscious automatic stuff. Okay. So how do you help your kids? It's being that sunshine in what might feel to them to be their dark days. It's something that also with kids and helping them, there are times when, look, you just got to let them discover for themselves what their own solutions can be too. They might feel like they're in those doldrums or the dark days, or life is stormy around them. But if we always try to fix things for them, then they don't strengthen their own muscles in how to cope with life itself. And at times, the smaller experiences are what are the training wheels to grow them into being strong, independent, and self-worthy for themselves, self-love individuals, so that they can cope with those bigger things that might turn up later on in life. It's for kids, yes, life can be a scary place, and can be hard in how to make decisions for themselves, or what do I do when someone's bullying, or anything like that. There's sometimes it's just needing that for them to experience that for themselves, to grow that muscle, because that's what tests us. And we know how the physiology of a body works in strengthening and growing muscles. You've got to use them. And what best way to use them is with the experience of doing. So it's been that guidance and the help that we can be as parents. Sometimes, I mean, you'll know for yourself, Milena, that the time where you might need to step in and do something definite as a parent. So, that it does show that, though, that the sun is shining. Like, there is the freedom with the birds flying in this car, that all things are going to be fine and right. I'm just trying to get that so that see, it's not going to show too much light on that. The beautiful birds, it is showing the freedom of the flight with those birds there. So hopefully that's helpful for you. Now, Dee said we have dealt with yours. And now Melinda, this is where it's really helpful that Leanne's here with me, because I think we have mentioned yours. So and done yours. So, Bianca, don't think we have you feeling a bit blah today. Oh, sometimes it is. Look, if we don't have those down days, how the heck are we going to know when we're feeling absolutely fantastic as well? It's life itself is about those checks and balances of what here's me waving that around, of what our feelings are. They are just feelings. They're emotions and feelings, so that we have some level of experience in what our life is. If it was just all blah all the time, where it was just a monotone of, even when we speak, like if all I was speaking to you like was with this one tone of voice, it would get very boring and you wouldn't watch the rest of the show. It's that type of thing where you need to have the ups and downs. Just enjoy it. Wallow in it if you need to, because sometimes that's fun too. Have the bucket of ice cream close by if you feel like you need to do a little bit of that because you feel good. Experience life is part of life. Sharon, you are on the right page, and I know I'm still only up to the 11 o'clock type timeline here, and I'm not gone far with anything, and we have done the card. So it's just wonderful to have so many people popping in their messages and the rest, and no time to do all of them. And that's part of the show. About your love life. Let me pull a card for that one, Jenny. Oh, Jen, sorry, Jen. Wow. So your love life, if you've got a couple of choices you can choose between. So that's what it's showing. So you've got plenty of choice. You have choices. And it is showing that you'll actually be in the position to make a choice. So do that with confidence. I'm just getting that message, don't string anyone along. So it really is about making that choice, that final step, one or the other type. So did we do something for you, Bianca? I can't remember. Yes, we did. No, yes. Oh, that's a feeling. Blah. Did I? Oh, there you go. I can't remember. Here, quickly. There's one. Oh, young man. Does that answer anything for you? So there's some guidance. Be open, and you've got a young male friend. Whether that develops into anything further or whether it's just enjoy the friendship is what I'm getting there. So, and thanks, Melinda. I just noticed there that you have shared your private page Souls of a Feather. Oh, that's a beautiful name for it. Isn't it lovely? And I did do your card there, Scott. I'm just trying to move down a little bit further. I'm not as constricted by timelines, but I do like to allow just the hour because I do have further work that I'm actually meant to be doing. So we'll continue on with just doing this, trying very hard to be there, but she's telling people I'm delusional. Look, D, as anything with another person's opinion, that's actually none of your business what other people think of you, because that's where they are coming from for their own selves. It's the mirror that they're showing. So if you're hearing other people place comments, opinions, judgmentals, and all the rest about it, just ignore it, because it's coming, they are in their space at that point in time to make those sorts of comments. It's not always about you, it's more about them. So it doesn't matter what people think of you, because that isn't your business. Your business is having your own journey and your own self-love, knowing that for all that you need to be journeying in this life, you have absolutely every resource you need, and that you have the strength to be able to deal with absolutely anything within that pathway that you've chosen. Otherwise, you wouldn't have chosen it. So move forward confidently and know that you have all the skills and all the resources that you need. Look within for them, and ignore, even to the point sometimes of putting a little blinker on to what others are saying. You don't need to hear that. And if you need to hear it, just love and understand them for where they may be in their part of their life, their journey, their hurt, love, all those emotions, because we are all of everything. I'm not sure if we did a card for you there, Nita. I'm going to pick that one. Uh-oh, are you carrying someone else's stuff? I'm feeling that's probably what that means. Let it go, let it drop. So there's a lovely song I learnt in a singing group that was called Let It Go, not the Frozen one. Let it go, let it out, and let it all unravel. It's not yours to carry. Okay? And we've got another card request from Rosie. Did I do one for you earlier? I think I might have. I think I might be needing to. Oh, yeah, there's the park again. There you go. That's the nature one. Was that the one that we got for you before? I can't remember. So you probably heard the explanation I made with that one. It is getting out in public, saying your stuff. I'm feeling that that's probably part of the message for you too, saying your stuff. Now, I am going to just leave it there because it has gone past the 3:30. Oh, isn't this gorgeous? Here's a response from Leanne. So I live by the beach, love the garden, right on toxins in blood and stomach area, liver, spleen. Just spent 22 days in hospital. Wow, ongoing issues. Yeah, thanks for the message. Well, thank you for verifying that and confirming it for us. It's lovely to have feedback at any point in time. Do keep in mind, oh, good, thanks, Sharon, and your feedback too. So there we go. Keep in mind that even with something that is like this as a guest link, it's there to invite you to be able to come in and share your story as well. It's not just about the readings, and I will just hide that now. It's not just about the readings and getting your messages heard, and sorry about that message there. It really is, at times with this show, it's just so lovely to share the stories, as Leanne and I do with our chat section. We don't stick to it religiously, that we have the first half hour as the chat and then we go into readings. So it's tended to get to being that sort of sequence. It's lovely to hear what's happening in each other's lives at times too. We're not just ordinary people. Each and every one of us is an individual with our own and specific likes, dislikes, ways of learning, ways of dealing with things, ways of understanding, ways of presenting ourselves and actioning what we do and being in our communities, in our society, and ultimately in the world, and that one part that we are in the global connection which is actually humanity. And the energy, because we are all energy, we have that universal energy. It's what Reiki is. It's universal love energy. And all the other vibrations that we are, whether it's sound, light, emotions, and the collective of what the energy is. It's just a wonderful place that we're in at this point in time. Regardless of what's happening around us, we are still able to choose our own actions and reactions in the spaces that we are in our lives. Okay. So I am going to leave it there for today. Thank you for being part of the show. It's not what it would be if it wasn't for you as an audience watching and interacting, so that, having these types of comments come, to be able to bring them up as far as loving the cards and all of this ghostly glitch. Yes, there's technology and all that there is that we share. Thank you. Now, be next week, still at the 10:30 on mytimetv.live. Keep your eye out for different offers and things that both Leanne and I are putting up. Leanne has more on the go than I do because, I just take my time. No pressure. I do a daily live stream at 8 o'clock on my own page, which is the Ros Boundy page. So you just search for my name and it will come up. And I'm planning on doing a weekly summary of that daily live stream. I'll be doing that on Sundays. Just keep your eye open for the notifications. On my page mainly, that will be, Leanne will have hers on her page, what pops up in my time. There's so many other lovely shows that are starting to be regular. And I really enjoy doing the live streams, seeing other people's live streams. It would be wonderful if some of you would like to join in as a guest. Just let us know. So thank you. Now, continue to be the best people that you are, the best person that you can be. And namaste until next week. Bye for now.